It's new pan day.
My head's a pan now. Oh my God, no!
You know what that means?
What?
We're gonna throw a rock at it.
Oh, sweet.
It's the honor rock.
Ah, my panty face!
I'm planning on selling these in the shop, so we have to see if they work before we commit. We're going to introduce Gadsy's new head to some sandpaper because he's a little too smooth at the moment.
There is no better feeling than hitting the creek with a new gold pan, except for perhaps hitting the creek with a new pair of socks. And I was really curious about this gold pan because the riffle design is something that I haven't used before.
They're way easier to season than the Temu gold pan I tried to season. It took me a good 40 minutes to get it seasoned properly. That only took me about 5. And 5, Gadsy, is a lot, depending on context. Like bodies, that's a lot of bodies. Dollars, not very many.
No.
Sandpapering plastic pans and burning metal pans is part of what's called seasoning. Not the thing you put on your steak, but instead putting tiny micro scratches in the plastic. Because smooth surfaces don't like to retain gold.
It's been a real long time since we've been to this spot and we know there's good gold in it. In fact, I sluiced over 2 grams of gold just behind you. Everyone turn around in their chairs and look behind you. Surprise! It's your dog! This area here goes down really deep and Gadsy's going to jump into that hole and yabby pump up some goodness. So he doesn't twerk. Oh, now my channel's got sex appeal. Viral video coming our way. It's getting me all hot and sweaty under the old collar. Should we use our new circle? First protocol is always moving big rocks and feats of strength. Oh, I'm super impressive. Yeah. Gadsy's hoping he's going to get a nugget. Ah. What he doesn't know is that I'm going to get the nugget.
No, you're not.
It's free in the ground.
There is a nugget.
I am the chosen one, Gadsy. Gadsy's just trying to lay claim to the nuggets here.
No, if you find a nugget that's like a rectangle, like a tiny little block of gold, that's my nugget.
It's not how the creek works, Gadsy. It's not how the creek works. Oh my God, a square nugget.
Like most tribes, we have a superstition of our own. You must get gold in the first pan with your new pan, otherwise it's a cursed pan.
For complete clarity, I know this pan's going to catch gold. It's just about whether or not it's user friendly because I don't want to sell stuff in my shop that's, you know, kind of a bit janky and lame. Man, some of the quartz down here is tasty. Not that I've licked it. I'm not a rock licker. I'm a professional rock licker, there's a difference.
Rock licking aside, I was determined to figure out whether this pan was actually enjoyable to use, and that is the key to all gold pans, because they all work. It's just whether or not they're slow and tedious, or enjoyable and fun.
I'm really enjoying these riffles. They're a little bit different to every other pan that I've used. There is gold in that. Is there enough? It's only on the surface, so... Oh, yes there is enough. Haha. Gadsy freaked out thinking that I got his nugget. I don't have it yet, but I will find it. For now, we're just going to have to contend with getting nice flakes of gold. What a shame. What a crying shame that I'm going to have to deal with gold that size today. It's such a hard life finding nice gold and teaching Gadsy how to find it. Now we get to feed this to gobble guts. Oh, num 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 num. And the rest of these cons are going in paydirt, so get my bucket.
With my shiny new blue circle all blessed, it was time to see if I could find some more of that gold.
I was out prospecting the other day and every time I turned the camera on, I got a dud pan, and every time I didn't have the camera on, I got a really good pan. I'm hoping that that has been broken now. So the trick to making sure you break that curse is to whisper. We're not gonna look in the pan to see if there's any gold. I'm just going to stare at Gadsy while I hold the pan. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. We're definitely not looking in the pan. There's definitely no opportunity for me to see anything that's in here. Well, maybe all the gold's sitting on the surface. I can live with that, but damn, I thought I was on a bonanza there for a second. Sweat them to get them.
You gotta sweat them to get them.
You gotta sweat them to get them. I'm not a spready boy.
A couple pans in, and I was really starting to enjoy the riffle design on this pan. Once you got down to a handful of cons, you could simply shake the dirt over the top, and you could guarantee that the gold would fall into those riffles and not come back out.
I'm actually really enjoying this pan. It's quite nice to use. It'd be very interesting if we can find a relatively rich spot to see how it handles like heavier concentrations of black sand and gold. But for now, that's kind of neat. Try and pan it back one-handed. That's always a skill and test on itself. Yeah, we got about the same as we got last pan. Good sized flakes, but I'm going to need more of them if I want to get some tacos tonight.
And so that search began. Could I find a spot that had richer cons?
The pan is doing very well, but Gadsy's spoon, not so well. You got shovel droop. I think they sell pills to fix that.
Shovel dysfunction.
Shovel dysfunction affects 4 out of 5 miners.
Yeah.
You can get that fixed by buying a wooden handle.
Sad Gadsy noises. You gotta give it to Gadsy. Even if he's missing out on his square nuggets, he's a go-getter. Just look at him trying with his droopy shovel.
Gadsy's discovering the joy of flexible shovels. Me balls. Shit me balls. Ancient Chinese proverb, that is, probably. Shit me balls.
The annoying thing about gold is it's never where you want it to be, which is in your pan, or at home in a jar. It's usually in a creek, and so I'd moved on from my first spot and started looking for a better deposit. And with slightly more ironstone in my pan than the previous spot, I had hopes that this would be better.
You know what? That's the best pan of the day.
I had discovered one thing about this pan that, at least for my eyes, wasn't great. It was quite difficult to spot the gold in broad daylight on that blue. I think if it was just a tad darker, it'd be a little bit easier to see.
It's so annoying that you got to get a sacrifice in to get good gold. Doesn't seem to matter though if it's your sacrifice or someone else's that you're with. If it's someone else. If it's your sacrifice, like I've bled bad on this creek before. You remember that time that I cut the tip of my finger off down here? Yeah, and I had to use your scissors to cut the flap.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was disgusting. Why did I film that? I felt gross watching that back.
Yeah.
This whole edge here is giving me an average of 5 specks per pan. And they are good sized flakes. But I want to spend a lot more time having a look because the water's low, we might have missed something in the past, and I know there's better gold here. Ooh. That's all decaying granite. And clay. Not very much black sand though. And if there's no heavies, there's usually no gold. Although there is a flake right there. So we got at least one flaky of gold. And, oh no, actually, it's about the same as what it was upstream. That means there could be a deposit we haven't found down here.
The problem I was discovering with this day was that there was gold everywhere, just not in super high concentrations. Luckily for me, the gold was a little chunkier than I normally find.
There are some big bits of iron. We could weld on them. The moment of truth shall set you free. I think I mucked up like 3 Harry Potter lines then. Oh yes, we've got gold. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm actually really enjoying this pan. I was a little bit unsure about it because of those riffle designs there, but at least for this creek, it seems to be working well. I'll have to test it on Reedy Creek too, because you can't make your mind up after one session. But so far, so good. Barry M. Leachstein at your service. Need a new pair of boots fitted? I'll measure you up. Get your toe length right, and if you're too big, I'll take some blood out. Whee! Whee! Whee!
No.
Want a leech? Many years ago, this spot gave all of us a good taste of gold. And there's a little bit there still, but I came back here and I spotted this big rock, and I was like, you know what, that rock, I reckon if I flipped it, you could get like so many bodies under there. I mean, so many golds under there. I mean, there's probably gold there. And wouldn't you believe it? I was kind of right. There's some okay gold there. That's from one shovel. So we shall do more than one shovel and see what happens. The best part about gold prospecting is it's vaguely like gambling with way less risk. And so occasionally, you find a square brick-shaped nugget that Gadsy dropped. It's kind of 1.5 spoons, so we'll do another half spoon. Look at that. That's a perfect half spoon, that is. I think I've paid my gold pan off today. They're only worth like 20 bucks, so that's the main thing, right? We don't want to go into debt digging holes. Being cash positive digging holes is a good place to be. There's very few people that can say that, like the mob, grave diggers, excavator workers. Okay, there's a few people that can say that they make money digging holes, but Generally speaking, when you dig holes, you're either trying to hide something or, you know, getting into online arguments. A little bit of ironstone, mate, just a little bit. One-handed reveals with Gadsy's crutch in the background are the best kind of reveals. They're usually kind of janky though, so I'm probably gonna have to do the rapid tap. I've got gold coming down the side already. There's promise in this area. We're in the promised land. A lot of very fine gold in that one. Very next pan is looking pretty good. There is a lot more iron in it. Heaps of ironstone, little gemstones, about the same amount of gold. It's still not too bad. I'm getting deeper in there. The gold's remaining about the same, but the pieces are getting bigger the deeper I go. We like big gold. It's big. You know it's going to be something good when the Gad Daddy walks downstream with a pan held out like this. Ooh, ooh. That's a good size flake, that is.
That's a picker.
I mean, it's $157 a gram at the moment, and that right there is worth...
$2.
Oh no, it's probably like a $5 note all day. Yeah, these prices, that's an expensive piece of gold.
I picked up a $5 out of the creek.
Eat your golds. Every pan, super consistent, like 5 to 10. This entire edge has been super consistent, even up here. It's just straight clay. I'm not really getting any gravels. I'm not even really getting any black sand in that murky water. And yet it contained the biggest piece of gold that I found today. Check that out. What a flake. You can come home with me and live on a shelf. I'll show you to important visitors. There's almost no black sand and no other gold. There's just a little bit of very, very, very fine gold. And where did it go? There. Get back. There. That is a decent sized flake, particularly for our region. It's a pizza slice nugget. Will it fit up the snuffer bottle? Yes, it will.
Even though we hadn't managed to find Bonanza City, the consistent gold had certainly added up. And whilst the colour wasn't quite the right shade for my eyes, I thoroughly enjoyed using the pan. For $20, it sure beats the Temu pan I ordered in an earlier video.
We've been at this for a number of hours. I haven't found a bonanza spot, but every single pan I did today had gold in it, so we had consistency. I think we'll get an okay take. Let's have a look. Just like cake making, consistency is everything. You can still get good days on the gold like that, as long as you get gold in every pan. We're reckoning me gold. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. That's how you know it's good. Yeah, that's like consistent gold. It's all day I was getting gold every single pan. I didn't have a single moment. Yeah, my pizza slice.
That one looks pretty square to me.
Nah, it's a pizza, mate. Bit of pepperoni. This is just it. Sometimes stepping away from Reedy Creek where you're getting that flat glacial gold to come to a place where you might not get a bonanza pan all day, but the pieces make up for it because they're all chunky and coarse. That's actually a really decent take. I'm happy with that. I didn't think I had that much, but I have been working hard. Consistent gold and hard work. You can't really beat that.
Why does gold always shrink between the creek and home? One of life's great mysteries, but what isn't a mystery is that you can find gold today by checking out theoldmoldy.com.au, where you'll find an eclectic mix of paydirts, gold nuggets, interesting looking mineral specimens, meaty bones, and a bunch of other cool stuff that we dig up here locally in the northeast of Victoria.
I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know how it looked like so much more in the creek and then we got back here and it looks like so much less. The gold is chunky, it is coarse, but I don't think we got as much as I thought I had. I'm thinking maybe a 0.4. Let's not get too carried away. Leave your guess in the comments below because most people are far more accurate than I am. I'm gonna go with a 0.4. I hope it's more. That's about all the gold. The rest of that seems to be crappy dirt. 0.52? Well, $20 gold pan, pulling out roughly half a gram of gold, which is worth approximately $82, is not a bad day on the creek.